Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I figured instead of like going through like a how or technique video, I'd kind of have a discussion with myself, I guess. Kind of about on like philosophy and ethics, if that makes sense, of post processing. Everyone kind of has their own style and things they will and won't do. So I figured I'd just kind of do like a short video and kind of discuss like the different, I guess like the spectrum more or less on how like some people won't do some stuff or will do other things, or that sort of a thing, I guess. So I've just kind of been thinking about this more and more recently, and we don't really talk about like why we do things the way we do them. So I was just kind of thinking, as far as like post processing goes, I mean, there's considerably more styles, or there's a lot of styles out there as far as what people prefer to do with their images. Be that some people don't do any post processing. I've seen people discuss like using any sort of Photoshop and Lightroom takes away from like what you're supposed to see or whatever. You should be just shooting in flat raw images. I don't really think that is the way I would do it. That works for some people. That is, it's all personal taste. And on the flip side of that, you have a lot of people doing like they're dropping in skies and clouds and, doing a lot of composites without kind of giving that disclaimer ahead of time. So that's kind of the other side of it. So yeah, I mean, if you're shooting with, you're just doing like, raw images or whatever, I would say that, for me personally, like we don't see things in raw images, right? Raw is a flat profile. So you got to give it a little bit of life. You got to, I mean, even like photojournalists, I mean, I'm not a photojournalist obviously, but even they like do like a little bit of post-processing. You can kind of tell, like if you're reading National Geographic or something, there's a little bit of tweaking, not a lot, but it's apparent that there is a little bit done there. The flip side of that, or the other side of that would be, you have people that are, like I said, are dropping in skies and doing all these composite images, and then for me personally, I'm kind of inspired by more artistic approach, I guess. I grew up drawing and coloring, and more recently I've kind of gotten into painting, and I've been more inspired by like kind of bringing out the highlights with lighting effects and, kind of painting with light, I guess. Adding contrast that way, directing where the eye goes with light. I always liked, I liked Thomas Kincaid as a kid, and more recently I've kind of gotten into like Albert Bierstadt and Thomas Moran. They were like, 18th or like late 1800s painters that did a lot of like Yellowstone paintings, and they had like these, really dramatic lighting paintings and everything. So that's kind of like where I've been coming from recently, and that'll probably change as time goes on, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to do it tastefully. I'm always reprocessing my images, but yeah, so I just thought I'd do a quick video just kind of discussing like the philosophy behind that. Like for me personally, like I won't drop in skies or doing that sort of a thing, because for me it just kind of takes away the whole purpose of like trying to find good light and trying to do that's kind of like the fun of it for me. Chasing light, chasing the like good skies, all that stuff. If I'm just shooting a scene and then shooting a different scene and then just dropping them in one on top of the other and saying that's a photo, for me I feel like that's disingenuous. But there's amazing digital artists out there that do that, but that's not what I would do personally. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to navigate that stuff, because as long as you're having fun doing what you're doing, then there's no right or wrong, and it's all art. And I think that at the end of the day, trying to remember that this is art. Photography is art. So you just got to do what feels right, I guess. But I'd be interested to hear like what you guys think in the comments. What's your personal philosophy? Do you like to really push the boundaries? Do you not? Do you like to go with a more minimalistic approach? Do you just shoot in raw and then don't do any editing at all. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole spectrum of ways to do it, which is interesting. But yeah, so anyways, quick video, but just some thoughts on post-processing and kind of where we come from and like what we, what our visions are for our work. We all have so many different influences, be it in, art or music or whatever. Mood, what's your mood that day? How are you feeling? A lot of that can come through in the way you post process, or not at all. Sometimes you don't, it doesn't at all. So anywho, yeah, if, just have a discussion, you can tell me kind of what you think about it. But yeah, thanks for following the channel, and yeah, I'm going to try and at least do like one video a month, just get some stuff out there, and yeah, I'll probably do more how-to stuff as time goes on, but these are just things I've been thinking about recently. So yeah, if you have any thoughts of your own, put them in the comments. If you like the content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.